justice for all. The prayer this morning will be offered by the gentlelady representing Anne Arundel County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Federalist number 46 is an essay by James Madison, the 46th of the Federalist Papers. Published on January 29, 1788, this essay examines the relative strength of the state and federal governments under the proposed United States Constitution. The Maryland General Assembly was already more than a century old at its inception. It is titled The Influence of the State and Federal Governments Compared. Madison stressed that the federal and state governments are two totally different agencies, that they are separate yet can collaborate, and that states and the people themselves have significant and effective means at their disposal to counter unwarrantable or unconstitutional federal acts. In other words, James Madison, the father of the Constitution, didn't say wait till the next election. He didn't say take them to court, and he didn't say give them new rules to follow. He advised, when necessary, a refusal to cooperate with officers of the Union. So today's prayer is a prayer for strength, to levy our power and influence of the state and stand up against unwarrantable acts as the founding fathers and framers intended. Heavenly divine inspiration, in this moment of struggle, we come before you, seeking your strength to fight back against the challenges we face. Grant us the courage to stand firm, the resilience to endure, and the power to overcome the obstacles in our paths. Fill us with your unwavering spirit so that we may face this battle with conviction and faith, knowing that your power is with us, that we are charged to do the people's work, and help us fulfill our charge as the members of the people's house. Amen.
Amen. Quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. There being 128 members present, the House is now in session. The clerk will read the journal from the previous day.
Annapolis, Maryland, February the 5th, 2025.
Recognizing the Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Move so much be considered the reading of the journal.
So ordered. Petitions, memorials, and other papers. Consent calendar of introductory House bills number 37. The clerk will read the first bill.
House Bill 1148, Delegate Wyville, Economic Matters.
Recognizing the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So much be considered the reading of House Bills 1148 through 1189.
Hearing no objection, the bills are read the first time and referred to the appropriate committees. Consent calendar of introductory House bills number 38. The clerk will read the first bill.
House Bill 1190, Delegate Crutchfield, Judiciary.
Recognizing Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So much be considered the reading of House Bills 1190 through 1216.
Hearing no objection, the bills are read the first time and referred to the appropriate committees. The clerk will read the bond initiatives and the committee assignment.
Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 30, February 6, 2025, referred to appropriations. Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 31, February 6, 2025, referred to appropriations. Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 32, February 6, 2025, referred to appropriations. Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 33, February 6, 2025, referred to appropriations.
Okay. We have some House resolution. Will the good delegate representing Mycomico, Worcester counties, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, everyone. It is my privilege privilege to stand before you today to introduce Hayden Flores, Skills USA State Officer from Worcester County, and Chuck Wallace, the State Director of Skills USA Maryland. Now, the reason why I say privilege is because a few years ago when I was in high school, I too was a state president. I was the state president and national vice president. I think that was my start to me being here.
Let the gentleman speak. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. They're here today celebrating the first week in February as Skills USA Maryland Week, which is part of Career and Technical Education Month. CTE and Skills USA Maryland brings classroom learning to life by connecting students with hands-on co-curricular leadership developing experiences that spark their passions and prepare for a rapidly changing workforce. Skills USA is Maryland's largest and most diverse career and technical student organizations, with 5,000 student members representing the vast majority of Maryland CTE programs, from 3D animation to welding. The organization's mission is to empower students to become skilled professionals, career-ready leaders, and responsible community members. The state and chapter officers with us this morning provide shining examples of the success of Skills USA mission. Celebration would not be possible without the unwavering commitment of Maryland's dedicated educators and our hardworking students and families, and the many employers and employees whose skills support us every day. Together, they open doors to meaningful careers, help develop and strengthen employability skills, and inspire the next generation of tradespeople, entrepreneurs, and innovators. By uniting resources and partnering with our local communities, career and technical student organizations like Skills USA set a stage for our young people to flourish, build their confidence and expertise to drive our state's future prosperity. Their partnership benefits our students and the Maryland economy. Thank you for joining us in this important celebration, and here's to a bright future for Maryland.
Will the reading clerk please read the resolution in full?
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Skills USA Maryland in recognition of Skills USA Week 2025 and Skills USA Maryland's work with students across the state to promote and highlight the importance of careers in the skilled trades. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on the 6th day of February 2025.
House resolution. Recognizing the gentlelady from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today we welcome Courtney Hall on behalf of Interfaith Works in Montgomery County to accept our congratulations on their receipt of the Health Equity Resource Communities Grant. For more than 50 years, Interfaith Works has worked alongside those in our community who are struggling. They provide social services to over 35,000 residents each year, services that meet immediate needs and change the trajectory of people's lives. Staff and volunteers deliver this impact through programs that provide help with essentials like food, clothing, utilities, and rent, emergency and longer-term shelter, supportive housing, and assistance in seeking and achieving sustainable employment. We are deeply grateful for all Interfaith Works does for our community and look forward to our continued work together. And I welcome others from Montgomery County who may want to join us for this resolution.
Will the reading clerk please read the resolution in full?
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Interfaith Works in recognition of your dedicated work in the community reducing health disparities and providing emergency shelter, supportive housing, essential needs, and employment programs. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on the 6th day of February 2025.
Quorum call.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their presence? Is anybody in the lounge? So the clerk will take the call. There being 129 members present, the House is still in session. What is it? House third reading calendar, House Bill number 2. Clerk will read the first bill.
House Bill 36, Department of Aging, Aging Services, Program Repeal and Consolidation.
House Bill 36 is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 36, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk will read the next bill.
House Bill 46, Public Health, Cannabis Public Health Advisory Council membership.
It's on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 46, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk will read the next bill.
House Bill 94, Opioid Associated Disease Prevention and Outreach Programs, Appeals, and Membership of Standing Advisory Committee.
Is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 94, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk, read next bill.
House of 138, State Government, Veterans, Burial at State Veterans Cemeteries, Burial Equity Act.
Is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 138, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Calendar of third reading House Bills number 3. The clerk will read the first bill.
House of 181, Military Department, Chief of Staff and Aides, Appointment Authority.
Is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 181, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk, read the next bill.
House of 196, State Government, Department of Veterans and Military Families, Board and Commission, Membership and Oversight.
Is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 196, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk, read next bill.
House of 211, State Personnel, Collective Bargaining, Graduate Assistance.
It's on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 93 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 211, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk, read next bill.
House of 276, State Government Forms, Reporting Requirement, Repeal.
It's on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 131 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 276, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Letters of reassignment. The clerk will read the letter.
House of 902, Reassigned to Environment and Transportation and Economic Matters.
Hearing no objection, the letters are ordered journalized. That ends the work at the desk. Committee announcements, appropriations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The full committee will not meet, but please listen for subcommittee announcements.
Judiciary.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, House Judiciary Committee will be meeting at 1 o'clock today for bill hearings.
Environment and Transportation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Environment and Transportation Committee will meet at 1 p.m. for bill hearings.
Ways and Means.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Ways and Means Committee will meet at 1 p.m. for bill hearings, followed by a voting session.
Economic Matters.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Economic Matters Committee will be meeting today, briefing at 11 and bill hearings at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Health and Government Operations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, everyone. The Health and Government Operations Committee will be meeting at 1 p.m. for bill hearings. Thank you.
Are there any subcommittee announcements? Subcommittee announcements. Gentle lady from Baltimore City.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Education and Economic Development Subcommittee of Appropriations will be meeting at 1 p.m. in the Appropriations hearing room.
Gentleman from Prince George's.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Public Safety and Administration Subcommittee of Appropriations will be meeting at 1 p.m. in the Baltimore City Delegation Room. Thank you.
Gentleman from Montgomery.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Motor Vehicle and Transportation Subcommittee will meet after E&T bill hearings today.
Gentlelady from Montgomery.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am hearkening back to my teacher days and substituting this morning for the chair of the Health Occupations and Long-Term Care Facilities Committee, which will be meeting virtually at 11 o'clock this morning. Thank you.
No one else? Okay. Any delegation announcements? Delegate from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Anne Arundel County will have a joint hearing with Anne Arundel Senate, Anne Arundel House delegation tomorrow at Zoom at 8:30. Senator Van Hollen, followed by our regular House delegation meeting. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Gentleman from Frederick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Frederick County delegation will meet tomorrow morning virtually at 9 a.m.
Gentlelady from Montgomery.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Montgomery County House delegation will meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. virtually.
Gentleman from the Eastern Shore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Eastern Shore delegation will be meeting at 9 a.m. via Zoom. Thank you.
Gentlelady from Baltimore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Baltimore City House delegation will be meeting tomorrow at 9:05 a.m. It'll be a joint hearing with our Senate colleagues.
Gentlelady from Prince George's.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Prince George's County House delegation will meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. via Zoom.
Gentlelady from Charles.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Southern Maryland delegation will meet tomorrow via Zoom at 9 with educational leaders. Thank you.
The other lady from Charles, gentlelady from Charles.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Charles County delegation will meet virtually tomorrow at 10 a.m. And permission to use the delegate's name?
Permission granted.
Colleagues, please join Delegate C.T. Wilson, Delegate Patterson, and myself for district night tonight at the Miller East Room in the Senate building. Thank you. Starts at 6.
Gentleman from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Baltimore County delegation will meet at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning online. Thank you.
Gentleman from Howard.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Howard County House delegation will have a caucus meeting after flow Friday morning.
All right. Any caucus announcements? Gentlelady from Howard.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a reminder for everybody that the Women's Caucus, if you're interested in getting support of one of your bills from the caucus, our deadline for this week is 4 p.m. today. We really, really, really appreciate it when people send us bills that already have an HB. If you have not gotten your HB yet because you're being delinquent, I'm trying to be supportive of leadership here, people. But you feel that your bill is going to be particularly impactful to women and would like to talk with either myself about it or Women's Caucus President Jones, please get in touch with me. Thanks and have a great afternoon, everybody.
Any other caucus? Okay. Black History Moment. Delegate representing Baltimore County.
Good morning, colleagues. Good morning. As we celebrate Black History Month, and as an entrepreneur, I gravitate to stories of Black entrepreneurism, specifically Maryland trailblazers in industry. People like Reginald F. Lewis, who grew up in Baltimore, attended Virginia State and Harvard University Law School, and with one transaction, the leveraged buyout of TLC Beatrice Foods became a billionaire. Or people like Eddie Brown, of Brown Capital Management, with $6 billion in assets right in Baltimore. But today, before Lewis, before Brown, there was Little Willie. Today, for our Black History Month moment, I will share the story of one of Maryland's most successful venture capitalists, a man who was before his time, Willie L. Adams. Born in 1914 in Zebulon, Georgia, Willie Adams moved to Baltimore at a young age. With limited economic opportunities available for black residents due to segregation, Adams entered the underground economy, specifically the numbers game, an informal lottery system that thrived in many black communities. The numbers business was more than just gambling. It was one of the few ways black entrepreneurs could accumulate wealth in a racially segregated economy. Adams quickly became one of Baltimore's most successful numbers runners, using his financial acumen to amass significant capital. Unlike many others in the business, Adams didn't just enrich himself. He reinvested his wealth into Baltimore's black community, financing legitimate businesses that banks refused to support. His early fortune provided him with the means to become one of Baltimore's city's most influential black financiers, creating opportunities where institutional racism had shut doors. Adams' influence wasn't limited to business. His wife, Victorine Q. Adams, was a trailblazing political leader and advocate. Victorine was deeply involved in civil rights and community activism. She was elected to this body, the Maryland General Assembly, in 1966, and became the first woman elected to the African-American female elected to the Baltimore City Council in 1967. While Willie financed black businesses, Victorine ensured that policies reflected the needs of black residents. It was Victorine and Willie that started what is now known as the Fuel Fund, a fund to provide assistance to those who could not afford to pay their BGE bills. Willie's influences on the state of Maryland is felt today. When the state of Maryland decided to legalize and regulate gambling through the creation of the official state lottery, officials sought the expertise of Little Willie. One of his most notable investments was in Park Sausage Company, the first black-owned business to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. Park Sausage became a nationally recognized brand, and Adams' financial backing helped propel it to success. The company's iconic slogan, for those of us who are old enough to remember, "More Park Sausages, Mom, please." It became a household phrase symbolizing black excellence in business. Willie Adams' business acumen, strategic investments, and commitments to black entrepreneurship left an indelible mark on Maryland. His influence stretched from the streets of West Baltimore to the highest levels of political power, proving that economic empowerment and political influence go hand in hand. During this Black History Month, we honor Little Willie Adams, a man who defied barriers, built an empire, and paved the way for future generations of black entrepreneurs and leaders. And this has been your Black History Moment.
Are there any personal or guest announcements? Gentlelady from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please join me in welcoming volunteers and staff from the United Way of Central Maryland who will be meeting with legislators virtually today to advocate for policies to help Maryland families.
Gentlelady from Baltimore City.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, please join me in welcoming scholars and mentors from the Enterprise Women's Network Girls Mentoring Program at Sandtown Winchester Academy. Thank you.
Gentleman from Frederick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise this morning to inform the members that tonight there will be a meeting of the Karaoke Caucus.
Gentleman from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I asked the House to help me welcome a friend who's here visiting and shadowing and learning about politics, and that's Joseph Svi Skaist up in the gallery.
Gentleman from the eastern part of Maryland.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, please join me in recognizing the Lead Maryland Fellows who are in Annapolis for 4 days this week to learn about leadership skills, public issues and public policy, state and local government, civil discourse, and building their professional networks. These 23 fellows come from all areas of the state. Fellows are farmers or have other roles to serve in rural communities, natural resources, or agriculture. During the 2-year fellowship, they will complete over 40 days of training delivered through multi-day seminars held around the state and in Washington, D.C. The LEAD program is funded through fees, grants, and donation to Lead Maryland Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit that works in partnership with the University of Maryland Extension to deliver curriculum. Thank you to everyone who has taken the time to meet with the fellows this week.
Any other personal or guest announcements? The other gentleman from the Eastern Shore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just, along with what we just talked about with Lead Maryland, I want to remind the members of the House that it's tonight at Maryland Live is the Taste of Maryland Agriculture, and all are invited and will be recognized, so please join us.
Gentleman from Carroll.
Bonjour and merci beaucoup, Madam Speaker. I ask permission to don my Patriot hat. I know you all want to have a hat like this. This hat symbolizes the hats that were worn by Maryland Patriots in the Battle of Brooklyn, representing us in the legendary Maryland 400. I rise today to show honor and respect for my French heritage and emphasize the importance that it has played in the creation of this great nation and why we stand here in this deliberating body today. I have with me to share on this great occasion, I invite the French Embassy, and we have with us the Executive Director of the French American Chamber of Commerce, Janice Chazelle. Well, it looks like we love the French after all. We also have here from the American Friends of Lafayette, Marcy Thoma. We have 3 individuals from the John Paul Jones chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution, Robert Rice, Clarence Woods, and Stephen Couchman. I want to thank them all for coming here. It's important that we keep our history alive. So often we realize our children are lost because they do not understand our history. I chose today to rise to honor my French-American history because on this day, February 6, 1778, the great ambassador Ben Franklin signed the Franco-American Treaty of Alliance and Amity with the French, and because of that, we were able to obtain the resources necessary to obtain our freedom from Britain. So I wound up writing a poem to commemorate this occasion, which I was going to read, but we're under time constraint, and I understand that. So I'm going to forward that poem to each and every one of you, because the importance of that poem is to educate future generations. And so often we get lost with history of dates and statistics, but poetry is a good conduit for us to learn our history. So I want to thank Madam Speaker for allowing me the opportunity to engage and share my heritage. And with that, I say, liberté, égalité, fraternité. God bless America.
Gentlelady from Prince George's.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a very important announcement.
In less than 2 weeks, on February 19th, we are going to reinstate the annual General Assembly blood drive. And the Bloodmobile is going to be outside the House Office building all day from 8:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening. You will be getting announcements, emails, announcements, more emails, and lots of things so you don't forget. And please ask your friends and neighbors, anyone who's in Annapolis that day, to stop by. The blood supply is so important, and there are shortages, there are always shortages. And there's only one way for people to resupply the blood supply, and that is to really open their hearts and open their veins. So I hope that, and I have a partner, this is not partisan. I have a colleague who is in the Republican Party who is going to be making alternate announcements every other day about this blood drive. Permission to use the delegate's name?
Permission granted.
Delegate Stu Schmidt is my partner in this endeavor. And his job is to make sure that the Republicans show up and donate blood if they can. So please support your friend, support your ally, support your colleagues, and support your world, because there's nothing more important than the gift of life that you can give by giving blood. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Any other personal or guest announcements? Seeing none, quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? Clerk will take the call. There being 131 members present, the House is still in session, recognizing the majority leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stands adjourned until Friday, February 7th at 11 a.m.